We're back with Willy Watata on And the Beat Goes On. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you so much for coming.
No problem. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, you're welcome. So you're on the come up, and I believe that is the title of your upcoming album. Is that right?
Yeah. It's called the Come Up. I called it the Come Up because it's some of my old material and my new material all in one CD, so people can see how I grew in my music. So that's why I called it the Come Up.
What inspired you to get into the music business?
Well, when I was a young kid, I grew up around music. I was surrounded by it. I was always like dancing and like if like a song came on the stereo, I would try to sing along with it. I went through some hard times, but music helped me get through those tough times. So when I was like if I was ever angry or upset, I'd just grab a pen and paper and start writing away. And then like my friends started to tell me that I should keep at it, and people started saying that I had a talent. So I just keep pushing myself I'm still pushing myself today, because if I wasn't pushing myself, I wouldn't be here today. So yeah, that's right.
Okay, now we're not strangers because we met before in the summertime on a video shoot.
Yeah.
With Champagne. So
yeah.
Can you tell us about that? What was the name of that track?
The name of the track was Turn It Up. It was Turn It Up featuring Champagne. I did it at Sheldon. I recorded over at Sheldon Moore in Oshawa. And it was, at first we just came up about the track. I was freestyling on the track, and then we ended up taking it over to Sheldon, and he said that we should record it, and then it became like a big track. So yeah, it's been doing good.
Now, I was just kind of schooled on how to say your last name, Watata.
Yeah.
Now, why the name Willy Watata and not Watata?
Yeah.
Potato?
Well, when I was a kid, I would always just run around the house just yelling it. I just made it up, and then yeah. So I just kept on saying it, and then my friends started calling me with it, and then I just ran with it, and I don't know, it's unique. You don't hear too many names like that.
You don't.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I'm glad that you're here, and tell us, how can we find you?
You can, right now I don't have a website, but you can Google Willy Watata at WILLYWATATA, and it should have all my latest music, my updates, and info. And you can follow me on Twitter at WILLYWATATA.
And good old Facebook.
Yeah, and Facebook, you can find me at, if you just type in Willy Watata, WILLYWATATA, it'll show up all my music and stuff, so,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right, Willy Watata, we'll be right back, and the beat goes on. Keep it locked.
They tell me not to be so angry. Lower your voice when in polite company. They warn me not to get agitated. Certain things are just not discussed, and stern looks are peppered with wagging heads and clicking tongues. Party crowds disperse as my scowl darkens the room. With the soapbox under my arm, smiles turn to frowns when the uncomfortable is anticipated. Tar babies. Why can't you just engage in small talk? Let's talk then. What a lovely ring you are wearing. That is truly a beautiful stone. Congratulations. Did you make sure it wasn't a blood diamond? What do you mean, what is a blood diamond? No, not the movie. In Angola, in the Congo, on the Ivory Coast, in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, in Zimbabwe, on the western coast of a vast continent rich with natural resources, the incestuous rape of a people continue as their riches are pillaged and sold across the globe. Tar babies. But I will be calm. Quietly, I listen to the new group lament the tragedy of world news, but invariably come home in an attempt to stem my straying mind. You should write a poem about the oil spill. Yes, I could call it Tar Baby. Tar Baby is slick with raw crude and stinking from this nightmare. Tar Baby is covered in thick, sticky goo. With outstretched arms, I plead to a deaf world. Wait, they tell me the world is not deaf. The world knows about the Gulf has as much press as a prostitute wears perfume. African oil seems to be magical and transparent. When Tar Baby is dipped in the Niger Delta, she becomes invisible, he becomes invisible. And while we lamented 90 days of black gushing in the Gulf, we ignore 50 years of placid inaction in Nigeria. But tar babies can't talk too good. Tar babies don't know nothing more than what they got. Tar babies think oil in water is natural stuff. Fact, I empathize with the families of the 11 killed in the Gulf explosion. Fact, I sympathize with the livelihoods lost. Fact, I mourn the wildlife and I mourn the ecosystem. Fact, 40% of American oil comes from Nigeria. Fact, nearly 11 million gallons of oil spill each year for half a century. Fact, 2 generations of Africans do not know what it is to live without oil spilling onto their shores or seeping into their streams. Tar babies. But Tar Baby will be quiet. Perhaps Tar Baby will learn the 1963 lesson from then Emperor of Ethiopia, that until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, that until there are no longer first-class and second-class citizens of any nation, that until the color of a man's skin, that until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes, that until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race, that until that day, the dream of lasting peace and world citizenship and the rule of international morality will remain but fleeting illusions, to be pursued but never attained. Tar babies.
That was powerful.
Thank you.
Wayne Wellington.
Indeed.
Sun is shining, shining, shining. The weather is hot, hot. But I ain't got my baby. 'Cause he ain't where I'm at. Oh no, I light up on fire. My body's missing you. It's all the things you do to me. Wanna make love with you. Can't do without your love. I can't do without it. Your love. Can't do without your love. Can't do without it. No. The mood is in the air. And everybody is irate. But I'm making it real clear. It's time to sing 'cause you're not here. Feel a fever, feel a fever coming over me. Can't breathe without you near. Oh, I wish that you were here. Yeah. Can't do without your love. I can't do without it. Your love. Can't do without your love. Can't do without it. Oh no, I need you, I need you, I need you, I need you, I need your love. I need you, I need you, I need your love. I need you, I need you, I need your love. I need you. Here we go. Most things you don't get for free, but the love what you get from me, baby, is guaranteed. A love, a love, a love, a love. Most things when I get for free, but the love what you get from me, baby, is guaranteed. Love, a love, a love, a love. I need your love. I need you, I need you, I need your love. I need you, I need you, I need your love. I need you, I need you, I need your love. I need you. Sun is shining, shining, shining. The weather's getting hot, hot. But I ain't got my baby. No. See it where I'm at. No. Can't do without your love. Can't do without it. Can't do without it. No. Can't do without your love. Can't do without it. No. Most things will I get for free, but I love what you get from me, baby, is guaranteed. A love, a love, a love, a love. Most things will I get for free, but I love what you get from me, baby, is guaranteed. A love, a love, a love, a love. Yeah. without your love. Can't do without it. No, no. Can't do without your love. Can't do without it. No, no. No, no. No, no. No, no. No, no. Respect to Nikki Clarke. Big up yourself. Thank you.
Mad shout out to my girl Amoy. Thank you for coming back to And the Beat Goes On.
Thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
And you look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I try my thing. I do my thing, my own. Put my own style together.
Yeah, you
It's
do
a
that
little
so well.
bit of Jamaican meets the North American flavor, I think.
I'm feeling it. Really, I like that.
Thank
So
you.
tell me, you're so busy. The last time I heard you were in Ottawa, you're doing a festival, and then you've got an album.
Out now.
Yeah,
I feel win,
congratulations.
yes. Thank you. Thank you. Finally.
Finally?
Finally.
It's been a long time in the coming.
A long time. You know it. It's been so long.
Yeah.
You know, but finally I have a product out there that people can actually hold and take home, buy, yes, and bring home and support, of course, the local artists here in Toronto.
Absolutely.
But it's worldwide. It's not just here in Canada. It's in the States. It's in Europe. It's everywhere on iTunes or Amazon, CD Baby, any one of those outlets you want to go check out.
And the name of the album is?
Is Affiwin, Haffi, and then win. So basically it's patois for have to win. Happy win.
Happy win. Yeah, man. Understand that. So we have similar roots in the church.
Yeah.
Being a preacher's kid. I think you were a preacher's kid.
Well, my grandfather and my grandmother, they were like preachers in the whole community. I mean,
Gotcha.
We opened the church, we cleaned the church, we were the musicians in the church, we did everything. Like I grew up in the choir.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically the same.
And that was in Jamaica?
In Jamaica, yeah.
Before you came to Canada. Okay, beautiful. Now, you've worked with some incredible artists like Sugar Minot.
Michael Bublé, I mean, diverse.
What? Michael Bublé?
Yeah.
Who else? List
I've
some
worked,
names.
I've opened for Beanie Man, I've opened for so many different, Keisha Turner, Keisha Shante. I've worked with so many different artists. B.O.B., I mean, so many different artists.
Okay. Well, you've got a beautiful beginning, and tell me, what do you aspire to do, like, in the next 2 years?
In the next 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I want to be touring all over the world.
Yeah.
I want to be touring all over the world, working on my second album. Hopefully, it'll probably be done by 2 years from now. But taking over the world with my music.
Yeah, I think you're doing that.
Spreading my message of love. That's all I'm trying to do through music is make you feel good. You know?
The Amoy movement.
Yes.
And Amoy is Italian. Is that right? For love?
For love.
Beautiful. Wow. I'm really happy that you're here
Thank
doing
you.
your thing.
Anytime you want me back, I'll be here for you. Anywhere you want me to be, I'll be there for you, Nikki.
You know, and I appreciate that. I just wanted to make mention that I like the sound of the track that you just did because it was like a combination of reggae and house, and
Yes.
I'm a house baby.
Yeah, you know
so
I
I
love
was
house
feeling, I
too.
was jamming in the back if you saw me.
It's a fusion. It's a fusion album. After when I worked with Riza Shen from Ottawa, the label is from Winnipeg, and I met up with. He actually heard a single of mine through Version Excursions. Aram and Cecily. I don't know if you know those guys. I did a track with Aram, and he heard it. He was in Europe at Midem Festival, and heard the song and fell in love with it. And it was like, I have to work with her. So he called up Aram, and Aram put us together, and the album is now out. It's a fusion album of reggae fused with house and house music, a little bit of funk, a little bit of everything that I like. I call it Jama.
Jama? Well, I'm loving the Jama. Audience, what do you think? Yeah, they're loving it too, Amoy.
Thank you, thank you.
And we love you. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming in. How can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook. I have a fan page under Amoy, as well as MySpace. I have Amoy's music on MySpace, as well as Reverb Nation, Twitter, like all of that networking stuff.
An
you can
artist
find
who
on
is
there.
accessible. I like that.
Yeah, I'm all over there. I'm all over that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Amoy.
The beat goes